On the afternoon of September 29th, 2023, a 3-day, 4-night Central China MiDi Music Festival kicked off in Nanyang City, a city in central China at the foot of a big mountain. Rainfall didn't dampen the enthusiasm of the audience, with more than 30,000 people attending the festival on the first day of its opening. During the festival, local volunteers took to the streets and public places to set up service stations, and public security and traffic departments were out in full force to help and guide fans arriving from all over the country. It was supposed to be an event boosting the local economy, but what happened in the end turned the ecstasy of the music fans into fury. So what happened? Over 150,000 music fans were welcomed to the 3-day, 4-night event. The atmosphere was electric, and the music fans were ecstatic. In the minds of many Chinese rock fans, MiDi is pure rock festival, and they are willing to follow the organizers' lead and travel to different cities in search of this musical utopia. Even when the venue's infrastructure isn't perfect or when it rains and turns into a muddy field, they're willing to roll around in the mud and keep on rockin'. This has given rise to another specialty of the festival, the MiDi Music Camp. As the venue is usually quite a remote one, many fans who come to the festival choose to set up tents and campsites near the event site, bring snacks and alcohol, and continue to party before and after the concert. However, on the closing night of the festival, those hardcore music fans got robbed like never before. On October 3rd, after the event was over, fans posted online that villagers from the nearby area swarmed into the campsites of the fans on their tricycles and battery-operated vehicles to steal from them. The villagers in large numbers broke down the campsite fences and rushed in to clean out the fans' belongings. It included tents, sleeping bags, camper vans, cell phones, tablets, bank cards, cash, etc. Cables that were as thick as a fist got stolen too. It said at the beginning nearby villagers broke open the fence of the festival camp and did the first wave of looting. Later, a large number of local public security officers and volunteers arrived at the scene. They blocked the campsite gate and the broken fence so as to prevent the villagers from entering. So, outside the fence, villagers were staring intently at the tents inside the campsite. The police had a standoff with the villagers. It was a scene filled with dramatic tension. Fans reported that they had just left the camp and saw swarms of people ranging from 10 to 70 years old, staring at them from outside the camp. They were on tricycles or battery-operated vehicles. Every vehicle had some trophies on it. The police had the police vehicles block the fence that had been torn down by the villagers. It was like a battle scene between the police and the thieves. The campsite was full of volunteers and police who were trying to seize the tricycles of the villagers. Through the video, one can see local villagers rummaging through the camp. It was chaotic. Tricycles were indeed loaded with stuff. Whose stuff is in this tricycle? Anything that's yours that you recognize, you can come and claim it. They rode a tricycle over to steal. They are rummaging. It's rampant, really. People filmed a scene where the people inside the fence passed things to people outside the fence to their pickup truck. The truck looked like it was loaded.
Oh no, I have to film this.
Let's just go over and check it out.
I'll note down the license plate.
You see it clearly?
I see it.
Music fans who were robbed have started a relay posting on the Chinese web. According to a WeChat relay message initiated by a public interest organization, more than 100 music fans registered their information by 3 p.m. on October 3rd. The lost belongings include tents, sleeping bags, camper vans, mobile phones, tablets, bank cards, cash, and so on. One gentleman, Mr. Wang, told Chinese media that he and his friend pitched their tent at the campsite during the day for drinks and slept at the hotel at night. When he went to collect the tent on October 3rd, he found that his tent and camper van were gone, and there were many elderly men and women at the site who were casually rummaging through other people's belongings. One of the victims claimed that in a short time when he went to the washroom, his tent disappeared. In addition, 3 pieces of his clothes, 2 pairs of shoes, autumn pants, underwear, and other clothing disappeared together with a value of about RMB 5,000 yuan. After learning that his clothes were even stolen, some kind-hearted people gave him some clothes as an emergency. According to him, there was one team who lost their belongings, which amounted to about RMB 100,000 yuan. It includes dozens of tents and sleeping bags, as well as mobile phones, watches, wine, and so on. One wrote, "When collecting my tent, I saw the villagers entering and raiding things. I watched her open it and stuff it into her bag in a hurry. I asked her, 'Is this your stuff?' She was playing dumb. I have called the police and they're looking for the owner." Another said, "Thank you, Auntie, for leaving me with some decency before leaving. I got a data cable to use as a belt. I was away for 10 minutes in the washroom, and you took all my jeans and fall pants. The long sleeves I wear were given to me by kind-hearted people who took pity on me. It's fine to steal my shoes, but you took my underwear. Why did you take my underwear?" Someone else wrote, "We caught a pair, an elderly man and woman, yesterday. We called the security guards and finally the police. The police came and asked them how they got in. They took the police to the doggy hole, and then the police told them to get out through the doggy hole. We asked the police what this meant and how they planned to solve the problem. The police replied that we had no evidence to prove that they stole the goods. We were speechless. It was because the two people were relatives of the village party secretary, and the police officer belongs to the same village as them." Another one explained, "From the villagers' reckless actions, we can see that this theft and robbery is a collective action by these people with the mentality that the law doesn't punish if there are many people involved. Their approach is simple and skilled. They have no hesitations to take stuff when they see it. They even drove trucks to load the stuff. Even these highly tolerant rock fans express their disbelief in their own words. I've seen people steal, but I've never seen people steal in this way." Perhaps our audience is wondering why and how these elderly people dare to steal in broad daylight. Let's see what they have to say about it.
I'll take this light from you, handsome.
Put it back. We'll need it later. You're still taking stuff. You just took the computer.
I didn't take it. There was no one there when I was there. Do you know? There was no one there at all.
What you saw is a computer, and you put it in your bag.
No one came to claim it at that time. There was no one in that tent, so I took it.
This is a computer. Shouldn't you give it to the police? You just put it in your bag, you see? The villagers are very efficient. Some items have already been put online for sale, and some fans have recognized them. Finally, it's said that some of the villagers who stole the items have been caught. A netizen said, "These aren't professional thieves, they're just local elders. They don't consider themselves stealing. They're just taking stuff that no one is watching and guarding. As long as no one is watching over it, they feel they are entitled to take it. So cables, tents, tables, chairs, drinks, etc., valuable or not, they take them all." After the incident, it was actually the perfect time for local officials to show their efficiency. If they do a good job, they can effectively gain the goodwill of the people. However, the music fans didn't get what they were looking for. The official Weibo of the MiDi festival said on October 4th, "For the first time in the Central Plains, MiDi witnessed great touching warmth, but also some regrets. Regarding our deletion of the Weibo announcement on October 3rd, it was because there were many comments slandering Henan and Nanyang. So we deleted it to restore Henan province to its clean name. The people of Nanyang will be rewarded for their kindness. We believe that MiDi fans who were in Nanyang can tell in their hearts. Whether it's a handful of thieves or a large group of online spammers, including those here to gain online traffic, they are only ants trying to shake a tree. We'll see you next year at the MiDi festival." This announcement suggested two things. One is that the organizers described the incident as some regrets, scaling the whole thing down to a small scope. Second, it implied that it would be back next year. "See you next year, MiDi Festival of the Central Plains," it said. So, some people speculated that maybe the organizers had signed a multi-year contract with the local government, that they spoke in favor of the local government. In front of the whole country and the world, this government-backed music festival was completely derailed and became infamous. The officials should also be frustrated and angry. But in the dictionary of the CCP government at all levels, there is no such thing as failure, let alone admitting mistakes. We saw a local television host in Nanyang step in.
Hi families, I'm Qing Qing, the host of Nanyang Radio and Television Station. I'm in the live stream room right now. I'm looking at the comments of many netizens on TikTok, and it made me very sad. We held a MiDi festival, its 30th anniversary, a special day in Nanyang. Really, whose cake did Nanyang move? At first, between October 1st and 3rd, every single message I posted to TikTok had rave reviews. They all said that Nanyang was a loving city. Nanyang citizens spontaneously went to the high-speed railway station, and the airport to pick up and drop off these MiDi friends from all over the country, all free of charge. You can see a lot of young men and women volunteering, and even some taxi drivers, including our bus drivers. We were very understanding even when there was a moment of inconvenience. 300 buses were dispatched to the entrance of the festival every day. They offered free rides for people at the end of the day. Although the weather was unbearable and the muddy ground didn't offer the best experience, the whole atmosphere was exciting, positive, and very joyful. But I didn't expect the news of this theft on October 3rd to have put us Nanyang on the hot seat. So many keyboard warriors left all sorts of terrible comments, even on my TikTok account. I feel terrible. I don't understand why some of the official media outlets have to get off their high horse to rub it in. Is it necessary? Is it really necessary? Do you guys understand what happened and how it happened? In fact, I have seen friends who have participated in many MiDi events post some videos to clarify the situation, saying that it's normal to lose things in such events and that they have happened in the past. But our Nanyang local police officers have solved the case within 24 hours. I think this efficiency is pretty impressive. So we can't write off all of Nanyang's efforts and hard work because of this, can we? This time, individual items were stolen. The online uproar of those fans of the MiDi festival aren't real fans, I think. They haven't been to us, Nanyang. They didn't come to the scene. They are in groups of 3 or 5 on the web to dilly-dally with the traffic, to follow the trend, to discredit, to slander us, Nanyang. Why do they do it? On what basis?
This host made special mention of the dedication of the local officials.
Our city party secretary went to greet every fan at the gate on the first day of the festival. After the event, the city secretary stood at the gate to see every fan off. I really don't know of any other cities that can do this. I really don't know that after we have put in so much effort, the online spammers came and led on like this. What's your intention and what's your purpose? As a host, the organizer gave me a pass. I walked into the scene of the festival for the first time. I really came to learn what kind of music event this was, and I really felt the sincerity of every fan, their love for music, and the brilliant and colorful youthfulness. And I think the quality of the fans is very high, because when I interviewed them on the spot, none of them refused me, and all of them were very enthusiastic to accept my interview and tell me what they really felt from the bottom of their hearts. And finally, I want to say, for what we did wrong, what we did not do well, no matter whether we get beat up or scolded, we will stand, endure, and suffer to be corrected. But we cannot accept those deliberate smears. I believe rumors stop at the wise, and I also welcome that the real fans of the MiDi Music Festival can come back to visit us.
The municipal party secretary sent each and every fan away before leaving, so he must have heard about or even seen the mess in the camp. It didn't seem to change what happened that night. It's true, out of the need to boost the economy, the local government took this festival very seriously. At a previous meeting on the preparations for the festival, the city's top officials put forward the goal of organizing a good music festival, launching a city, and making it famous. They asked the whole city to attach great importance to the event and mobilize the whole city. As a result, there were a total of 40,000 volunteers this time. It was more than the number of volunteers for the Hangzhou Asian Games, which was 37,600. However, a collective burglary incident still took place. It is possible local customs are just too powerful. Are these people who steal and rob at music festivals professional thieves? Nope, they are just local residents. Our impression of peasants was simple, kind, and honest. However, Chinese peasants aren't like that. Local morals, manners, and customs have gradually disappeared under the systemic destruction of the CCP. Before the establishment of the CCP regime in 1949, the Communist Party had been preaching to the grassroots laborers under its turf that by joining the revolutionary forces, they could have a share of the farmland by denouncing the landlords and fighting against the rich and powerful, and that they could even have the landlords' women. After 1949, when the Communist Party seized power, it put them into practice all the more so. The Communists rationalized the looting of other people's property in the name of revolution. Over the decades of brainwashing, the good and simple qualities of the rural villages in many parts of China have disappeared. In today's economic downturn, local governments that are short of money are trying to create cities that are popular online in various ways as a way to attract tourists and boost the economy. However, the internet is a double-edged sword that can bring great visibility to a city, but it can also expose and magnify its chronic problems, making them known in China and abroad. Most of the fans of the Nanyang Music Festival are young and experienced online users. They quickly spread the shocking stories of the villagers' misdeeds online, making it a long-lasting nightmare for the local officials.